Today, we're uncovering the tragic story of Julianne Sinatra, the story of love gone wrong and the horrifying events that unfolded in a place no one ever suspected. Julianne Sinatra, 38, was a woman who seemed to have it all: a promising career, a loving family, and a life full of small joys. She worked as a retail pricing analyst in California, a role that highlighted her sharp mind and dedication. Friends and family often described her as vibrant and full of energy, someone who could light up a room. She loved her dog deeply, sharing countless moments with her furry companion on social media. Her posts painted the picture of someone who embraced the little things in life, from weekend hikes to quiet nights at home. But behind the scenes, not much was known about her personal life, especially her relationship with Daniel Alan Aldrich. Daniel, 49, came from an entirely different world. He was the son of Lynn Aldrich, a renowned sculptor in Los Angeles, whose works were celebrated in artistic circles. Growing up in a family immersed in creativity and success might have seemed like a blessing, but for Daniel, it was anything but. Despite his family's status, Daniel led a much quieter life, one far removed from the artistic acclaim that surrounded him. He lived in Costa Mesa, a serene suburb south of Los Angeles, but his life was far from serene. Little is known about his professional endeavors or personal achievements, leaving a lot to speculation. But what was clear was that Daniel's life didn't shine as brightly as his mother's legacy. Surprisingly, their relationship was a mystery to most, even to Julie's family. Her mother later revealed that she didn't know Daniel existed, which was a shocking detail that raised eyebrows. Why was Julie keeping him a secret? Was their relationship new, or were there other reasons for their secrecy? No one knows for sure. This lack of clarity only added to the questions surrounding the tragedy that would soon unfold. It's also unclear how Julie and Daniel met or what drew them together. Was it chance, shared interests, or something deeper? What is known is that Julie's life appeared full of promise, while Daniel's seemed marked by shadows. Their union, however brief or complicated, ended in a way that no one could have imagined. Before we reveal the tragic details of this case, let's first talk about the place. Costa Mesa, California, is a quiet suburban area south of Los Angeles, known for its serene streets and welcoming neighborhoods. It's the kind of place where life moves at an unhurried pace, far removed from the chaos of the city. But on Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024, this peaceful place turned into the backdrop of a horrifying crime scene, leaving residents in shock and disbelief. The day started like any other. Landscapers arrived at the 1900 block of Maple Avenue, a house on a residential street, ready to mow the lawn and complete their routine tasks. It was just after lunch, around 2:30 p.m., when their work took a chilling turn. Near the side of the house, a trash can stood out, oddly positioned. At first glance, they thought it might contain discarded yard waste or perhaps a forgotten Halloween decoration. It was late October, after all. But something didn't sit right. As they moved closer, they noticed part of what appeared to be a mannequin sticking out from the top of the bin. No one could have prepared them for what they were about to discover. What they thought was a mannequin turned out to be the body of a woman. The landscapers froze, their disbelief quickly giving way to horror. This wasn't just an unusual sight, it was a gruesome and shocking discovery. Overwhelmed and shaken, they immediately called the Costa Mesa Police Department. Officers arrived quickly, securing the area and beginning an investigation. The body was identified as that of Julianne Sinatra, a 38-year-old woman from Irvine. She had been stuffed into the trash can, her body partially visible. And so began the many questions that would normally come to anyone's mind. What could have led to such a horrifying act? And why was her body discarded, as if her life held no value? The discovery raised even more questions than it answered. Why was Julie at this house in Costa Mesa? Who had done this to her, and why? Neighbors were in complete shock, claiming they had no idea anything was amiss at the property. It wasn't a house that drew attention, just an ordinary home on an ordinary street. But behind its walls, something evil had occurred, and nobody outside those walls had seen it coming. For investigators, it marked the start of a case that would unearth more darkness than anyone expected. Following the tragic discovery of Julianne Sinetra's body on October 22, 2024, the Costa Mesa Police Department swiftly initiated an investigation to uncover the events leading to her death. Detectives pieced together a timeline, revealing that Julie had been killed 2 days earlier, on October 20th. According to prosecutors, an argument erupted between Julie and her boyfriend, Daniel Allen Aldrich, after a night of drinking. The confrontation escalated, which led Daniel allegedly strangling Julie to death. Disturbingly, he then slit her wrists and left her lifeless body on the couch. But what followed was even more disturbing. Instead of panicking or fleeing, Daniel reportedly watched television with Julie's body beside him before going to bed. The next morning, he dragged her body to a trash can outside the house, stuffed her inside, packed a bag, and drove to his mother's home in Glendale, over an hour away from Costa Mesa. The investigation uncovered chilling details about Daniel's actions. Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer expressed his shock, stating, "The callousness of this crime shocks the conscience, and we will do everything to get justice for Julie and her loved ones." Neighbors were extremely shocked by the revelations. One resident remarked, "It's terrifying to think something like this could happen so close to home. You never really know what's going on behind closed doors." It was about time for Daniel to pay the price for what he had done. Daniel Aldrich's arrest at his mother's home in Glendale was the first step towards justice. Police took him into custody without any resistance, charging him with a felony count of murder and an additional enhancement for the personal use of a weapon. Prosecutors made it clear that, if convicted, Daniel could face a maximum sentence of 26 years to life in prison. The courtroom was set for what would be an emotional trial. Senior Deputy District Attorney Nick Thomo, from the Homicide Unit, was appointed to lead the prosecution. The details of Julie's murder were described as chilling by Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer. "The callousness of this crime shocks the conscience," Spitzer stated, vowing to fight for justice for Julie and her family. What made this case even more unsettling was Daniel's lack of remorse, as suggested by prosecutors. The image of him allegedly sitting beside Julie's lifeless body while watching TV painted a picture of a crime steeped in indifference. This wasn't just a loss. It was a tragedy amplified by its senselessness. The news of Julie's death shook Costa Mesa, a quiet, residential community not accustomed to such violence. Residents were horrified that such a heinous act could happen in their seemingly peaceful neighborhood. "This isn't something we see very often here," said Costa Mesa Police Deputy Chief Joyce LaPointe. Her words reflected the disbelief felt by those living nearby. People struggled to understand how someone like Julie, who was described as vibrant and full of life, could end up as the victim of such a brutal crime. The details of her death were not just tragic, they were deeply unsettling. Julie's family was left grappling with unanswered questions about the man she had been seeing. Her mother, in particular, revealed that she had no idea who Daniel was, adding another layer of heartbreak to the case. Why had Julie kept this relationship private? Was it new, or were there signs of trouble that she had chosen to hide? Daniel Aldrich is currently held in custody, with bail set at $1 million. His arraignment is scheduled for November 19th at the Stephen K. Tamura Justice Center in Westminster, California. The legal process is only the beginning, but for Julie's family and loved ones, the wait for answers feels endless. Authorities expressed their commitment to bringing justice. Julie Sinatra did not deserve to be strangled and stuffed into a trash can like a piece of garbage, Spitzer said again, underscoring the gravity of the crime. The stark language used by law enforcement was a reminder of the cruelty involved in Julie's death. As the legal proceedings moved forward, Daniel's lack of a clear motive leaves everyone wondering. Was this a spur-of-the-moment act, driven by alcohol-fueled rage? Or was there a deeper, more sinister side to Daniel that no one had seen before? These questions loom large as the case unfolds. For Julie's family, the pain of losing a loved one was made worse by the brutal nature of her death. Julie's mother described her as a kind, loving person who didn't deserve such an end. The family continues to honor Julie's memory, but the unanswered questions surrounding her relationship with Daniel only deepen their grief. Why did this happen? Could it have been prevented? For the landscapers who discovered Julie's body, the trauma of that day has remained ever since. They arrived at the house expecting nothing more than a routine job, only to stumble upon something that would stay with them forever. The sight of Julie's body, discarded in a trash can, was an image they could never forget. Residents reflected on how easy it is to overlook what's happening behind closed doors, even when the signs might be there. This case is not just about the crime itself, but about the ripples it created. It highlights the importance of recognizing warning signs in relationships and having open communication with loved ones. It's also a reminder of how fragile life can be and how quickly things can take a dark turn. For now, Daniel Aldrich remains in custody, awaiting the next steps in his trial. The arraignment on November 19th will be the beginning of the legal process to determine his fate. But even with a conviction, no sentence can undo the pain caused by this tragedy. While justice may provide closure, it cannot bring back the vibrant woman who was taken too soon. Her memory, however, lives on in the hearts of those who loved her. As we await justice for Julie, her story stands as a reminder to look out for each other and to never ignore the signs of potential danger. Do you think Daniel Aldrich will receive the maximum sentence of 26 years to life? Or could his defense reveal something that changes the outcome? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more cases. See you in the next video.